this is Gin and Tonic. Today I'm going to share with you an old-fashioned. I wanted to start with this cocktail because you can't really talk about cocktails without talking about old-fashions. The first mention of a cocktail was in 1806 when in Hudson, New York, a writer wrote into a local newspaper to ask them for the definition of a cocktail. And the response was a spirit, bitters, water, and sugar. And the cocktail was born. And if you'll notice, that's the basic recipe for an old-fashioned. Fast forward to the 1860s when cocktails were in vogue and they started adding a lot of different liqueurs to it. So you'd go to a bar and you really weren't sure what you were going to get. A lot of absinthe was starting to be used, as well as orange curacao and a variety of other things. So you started to see people ask for an old-fashioned. The first mention of this as a cocktail is actually in the first cocktail book, which was Jerry Thomas's Bartender's Guide on How to Mix Drinks. And I recommend that you get this. It does have some great punch recipes that you don't really see anymore. One thing to note though is he uses DO a lot when he's doing measurements, and all of that means is ditto. So whatever the measurement is at the top, he's saying to mirror that for the rest of the ingredients where you see DO. And I'll include that in a link below for you in my about if you'd like to get it off of Amazon. So he does make this drink in the book, but it is with gin originally, but otherwise the same. So it's a sugar cube with a little bit of water and bitters that he muddles, and then he pours 2 ounces of gin over it. Notice I didn't mention anything about an orange and a cherry being muddled in the drink. That's because this didn't happen until much later. The orange and the cherry didn't make an appearance until Prohibition time, when a lot of the spirits that you were getting were probably not that great. That's just a little bit of the history for you. There's tons you can read online if you'd like to research more, but those are just the highlights of the drink itself. So let's go ahead and make it. I am using today Templeton rye. This is one of my favorite ryes to use, and it is up to you. Use what you like. I prefer rye because I like a little bit spicier whiskey. A lot of people prefer bourbon because it's sweeter. Now, a reason why a rye is spicier and a bourbon is sweeter is because of the mash build. And all that means is whatever grain that they put into it to make it. So a rye whiskey, particularly the Templeton that I'm using today, is 95% rye. So almost entirely rye with just 5% barley to smooth it out for the finish. And you're really not adding a lot to the drink. So you want to make sure that you're using a good quality whiskey. You don't have to use something very expensive, but you don't want to use something that you wouldn't want to drink on its own. So this is what I'm using today. This is my favorite, and rumor has it that it was also Al Capone's favorite back in the day. To make an old-fashioned, you can use either a cube of sugar that you muddle, or you can use simple syrup. And I have made today orange simple syrup. And I will include the link to the orange simple syrup video that I've done if you'd like to learn how to make this, as well as 2 types of bitters. You can use Pouchard's or Angostura, your choice. You just want to use something that is aromatic, as well as some type of an orange bitters. And I'm choosing to use orange because I'm also using orange simple syrup. So I wanted to really carry through in all of the elements of my drink. If anyone is interested in learning how to make bitters, please comment below and I will do a video for you on bitters. First thing I'm going to do is put 2 ounces of whiskey in my glass. And then I'm going to do a bar spoonful of the orange simple syrup that I've made. I don't like my old-fashioned to be very sweet. The recipe does just call for a bar spoonful. If you like your drink to be a little sweeter, feel free to add as much as you are comfortable with. And then I'm going to do 2 dashes of the Pouchard's and like half an eye drop full of this, which is about the equivalent to that. I've added some ice, and I'm just going to stir it until the drink is nice and chilled. You do not want to shake a spirit-forward cocktail. Something like this, you're drinking it because you enjoy that it has a heavier amount of spirits in it. You really just want to chill it down and add it to the glass. And the same goes for the cup that you're using. If you're going to stir the drink, you don't want to add a bunch of ice cubes to your glass either, because that's gonna make it dilute really fast. What I've done is just added 1 ice cube, which if you wanna do these yourself, you can buy these off of Amazon and just make your own ice cubes. And these fit perfectly in your whiskey glass. I'll add the link in my description below. Then strain the drink. And the final step, which to me is the most important step, just because I love the way it smells. And forgive my orange. I've made a few of these today. You want to get your orange zest, nice big piece. Hold it with the skin side down so that when you squeeze it, the aromatics and the oils go through to your drink. Squeeze it over it, rub it on the outside. And you can add that to your drink. Smells wonderful. And there you have it, an old fashioned. Thank you for joining me. Do I need to retake that one? Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and if there's any cocktails that you'd like to see me make or any questions that you have, please feel free to comment below. Thank you.